Got it.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. First things first, gotta get on Facebook and make sure I can see myself. Let's see. And hopefully you can see me, so start commenting if you can.
I can. I got a couple.
I'm a little behind here.
Okay.
You can see me, so start commenting.
That's
if
you.
can. That's me. Okay. All right. I can hear myself and I can see myself. So hi everyone. It's Thursday night. We are here doing our Thursday night live, and if you can't tell, I was like running around getting it all together right before we started. So it is January 2023. It's our new year. It's our first live of the new year, right? Or is this our it's our
live.
first. No, it's our first live. Last week was our last live of 2022, and in the description I had it wrong and had 2023. I'm a little confused. So this is our first live of 2023. Happy New Year. So coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend is our Crafters Classroom. That's our Happy Heart. I'm going to show you the samples in a little bit. And then the next weekend after that, on the 21st, we're going to do a comment sold on the Saturday the 21st, 10 a.m. Central Time. I'll talk about that more the next two Thursdays. I did send out an email, so hopefully you got a recap email, and then it had the comments sold, or the information about the comments sold, also a link to register, and a tutorial. If you're not familiar with comments sold, there's a tutorial there too. So let's go down to the table.
All right. You're there.
Okay, I'm here. So these are our Crafters Classroom cards. This is our Happy Heart. They were all shipped out today. So we have our Peekaboo Shutter card. So there are some kits left, not a ton of them. So our Peekaboo Shutter card, our Flip It card, Flip It Insert card, and then just a simple A2 layered card. So this one we might not get to, like we're going to do these two first, and this one's just a bonus card for you to have. I did the coloring on this one, but you do need to do the coloring on these two and some fussy cutting. And fussy cut those two also. So anyways, that is what is coming up next weekend in Crafters Classroom. I don't know the time yet, so let's just stick those aside. So first of all, I had somebody, Marilyn Day, asked about, and I'm just going to get my green going up here. So here we go. She asked about bib cards and bib overlays. So this is a bib card. It's already pre-cut and scored. We do sell the bib overlays too that fit on top of here. And I don't even have one out here, but we do have bib overlays that go on the top. But Marilyn's question was, for cutting a bib overlay, she said she has a lot of pattern paper, and she's looking to cut a bib overlay without the white border going around it. So we have the bib overlay die set, and those cut two different sizes of bib overlays. So this die set right here cuts this one, and it cuts this one, so you get a double layered look. Her question was, she's looking for a bib overlay that covers this whole front part so you don't see any white, because on the die and our standard bib overlay you do get a white border all the way around it. But she's wondering how to do it. So I told her, I said you could use this die, which is actually the die that cuts the card, and you could make an overlay for the front. But she wasn't familiar with that, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. So these are ones that I cut with the layers. But so we have a piece of pattern paper, and my first instinct was to cut my pattern paper a little bit wider. So the length right here is 4.5 inches. So I did cut my length to 4.5. my first instinct was to cut it a hair wider, because then if you didn't center it perfectly, you could just trim off a little bit. But I think I figured out how to do it so you can cut it to your exact size, which is 4 1/4 wide, and then 4 1/2. It's 4 1/2 from the score down to the bottom. When you fold it, it is this half circle gives you your 5 1/2 inch card. So it fits in an A2 envelope. Anyways, so yeah, her question is how to cut an overlay so it covers the whole front of the card without a border. So my thought was we could take the die, because we do this with the other Z-fold dies, and I will probably do a heart one coming up because somebody else requested that. Janet requested doing the triple heart Z-fold, so I will be doing that coming up. But we can line this up with this, and I've got a piece of tape on there. Whoops, I've got 2 pieces of tape on there now. But we could line this up with our circle that's on there, and then it will be centered. So I'm just going to line that up, and I am going to tape it down.
Sarah, is that
And I'm
die
going to
set?
keep my fingers crossed too.
Is that die set for sale?
This die set is for sale, and there is, I mean, it's not on sale, but we do have it for sale. Hang on, I'm stepping over here because I have a large stash of demo dies, because there are a few more dies that go with that set. There's some circle dies that come with it, and I don't, hang on, one more pile of dies over here. Oh, here it is. So this is the die set. So it's got some circles, and we'll get to that because this circle section right here, this is a 1 3/4 inch circle, which is what I put at the top a lot. And then you have some other layering circles. So this is the die set.
And that is called what?
That's the Bib overlay.
Bib overlay, all right.
Layering die set. So anyways, but Marilyn wanted it, and like I said, this one cuts it, this die set cuts it so you have a white border, and she's looking to not have a white border. So you could use our 2-inch circle die, and I just lined it up, you know, with the Bib card, and I attached it with tape. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it stays in place. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. Now, somebody asked recently which die cut machine I use. The die cut machine that I use is the Crossover 2. This is the one that has the adjustable platform, so you can, you know, loosen it or tighten it depending on your sandwich, so you're not playing with all kinds of pieces of paper. So here it just cut that half circle out of it. We're going to take that off, and again, fingers crossed. Yep. So now she has what she's looking for, where she has an overlay without the white border, because she said she has a ton of scrapbook paper. So I'm going to attach that on here. But yeah, sometimes I will do it a little bit wider, because then if it's not perfectly centered, but that worked out pretty slick. And yeah, that I just kind of figured out today, because nobody's ever asked me how to die cut the overlay without the white border on it. But yay, it worked. Okay, so there we have our Bib card. You know, you could cut the whole Bib card out of pattern paper. You know, if you have cardstock, you could use this die and just cut the whole card out of that. But you can conserve your pattern paper by just layering on like a white. And then, like I said, I usually use a 1 3/4 inch circle. So this is a scallop one, but it is a 1 3/4. And I put that up at the top. Oh, this color is magenta marble. See, I wrote it on there. Why, you ask? I don't know. Previously wrote it on there. And then I just used some of my circle punches. So I think this is a 1 1/2 inch circle punch. Not totally sure. And some of the images that I'm using are from our Saturday craft along. So yeah, this one's from our Saturday craft along. Just make sure it's centered, or centered as best as possible, because if it was perfect, what would it be? Hallmark. We're not Hallmark. We hand make our cards. And this little guy's in our Saturday class. Oops, and I cut that a little bit narrow because I was thinking I would have cut it all the way to the end, but I was also thinking that this was our normal size one. But actually, I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to back that, if I can find a piece of white cardstock. I can. Like, I should have white cardstock in my stamp room, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut this to 4 1/4 because our bib card is 4 1/4 inches wide. And I'm just going to cut it a little bit wider than our magenta marble glitter paper, just to back that a little bit. And of course I didn't measure anything, so. But then that will make it pop just a little bit. So we have our piece of, there, yeah, that white on behind there pops it a little bit off of there. Okay, so now I'm happy with that. So yeah, I hope Marilyn's probably watching on YouTube because she's not on Facebook. So I gave her the YouTube link earlier today.
Let's see who's on YouTube. Jessie Crean.
Oh, nice. Hi, Jessie. I hope we're inspiring you. I know you said you haven't crafted for a while, so hopefully you'll get inspired a little bit. You know, I find my inspirations sometimes from you guys on our fan page. You guys post on there, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, we have the fan page. If you ever want to share your creation, we'd love to see them. It's the Paper Cut fan page. We've got people sharing. So then you see different styles besides just what I do. You can see what other people do too.
It's only on Facebook though, right?
Yeah, that's only on Facebook. Sorry. So yeah, that's just a quick and easy little bib card. But yeah, I kind of like that with the pattern paper all the way to the edge. So that was a very good question to ask, Marilyn. And then, like I said, I've got some other questions that I need to answer coming up in the next few weeks. Janet asked about doing the triple heart, and Kathy asked about stamping on slimline layers using just like an A2 or the square cover card stamps, how to line them up. So we're going to work on that one week too. So yeah, I've got some ideas of stuff coming up, but we have that little guy. Then the other thing that we're going to talk about is Quilt A Cards. So they're on sale this week through Sunday, 50% off of all the Quilt A Cards. So you need to enter QAC50. But some of you got Quilt A Cards during our last sale. And like, if you hear the word quilt and you're like, but I don't sew, but that's okay. You don't have to. Because you can put paper behind here, and I'm going to kind of use this as a stencil, and then I'm just going to use my other panels as layers. So I'm going to take and I'm going to use these pieces, and I'm going to brush blend around them. But I want to share a couple non-sew ones with you. So these are with iris folding, right, Mom?
Yeah.
Iris folding, yeah.
Oh, I
So-
gotta get my book.
So these two, I don't know if my mom did them, they're iris folding, and this is full iris folding because it was only with cut pattern paper. This one's true iris folding where the paper is folded. So yeah, you don't have to quilt on the Quilt A Cards. You can use paper in the holes. And like even on here, you know, we could do something just as simple as filling in our red heart.
Show them what the inside looks like,
Oh.
or can't you? Is that sealed shut?
No, this one's not sealed shut, but
Yep.
there's
Okay.
oh, with the Quilt A Card, because there are 3 panels, you have one panel that's the inside of your card, and the other panel covers up. So it covers up all of the backing of your iris folding, or say we just put this piece of paper in there, then the inside of our card is finished. So you don't see the red backing on there. You just see
And it's easy to tell because the back of the back panel has got
one of the back panels has writing on it. So that's how you know that that's the back of the card. And you can sign your name there. It was made for you especially by. But yeah, any trifold card, that extra panel that's on the right hand side is for folding behind. So you put a picture in there, you put paper in there, you put fabric in there, you put felt in there. You want a super easy like kids card, you know, super easy to just put scraps or pattern paper in there, to use these for kids type cards, because that would make it super fast. This is a little bit more in depth. Let's see if this one opens up too. Yeah, that one opens up. But yeah, see how you don't see the backing on there?
Yeah, that one I don't think you can.
Yeah,
either.
this one's taped shut. So anyways, that's kind of the basics of the Quilt A Card. I am going to run the video though, if you are a quilter, of the video showing how to actually do it with fabric and quilting. But let's go on to what I was thinking, and I'm going to take a piece of craft cardstock, and this is an A2 layer. So I have a red card, a layer, and I'm going to do a couple different things. I'm going to take it, and I saw this recently where somebody was talking about white ink, and I know Mitra's done this on craft paper. And first of all, not all craft papers are the same. I just wanted to point that out because we have 3 different ones that people refer to them as craft. So we have our brochure craft, which is a raw finish. It's an 80 pound and it feels kind of rough. It feels like a brown paper bag. I think this is more of your true craft. Then you have one that's actually from the mill called craft. It's an 80 pound and it's a smooth, and you can see it's lighter in shade. And then you have our fossil, which is our Nina Desert Storm, which this people talk about on Stamp Junkies all the time. And it's a super smooth, and you probably can't see it, but it's got like a fibery look in here. So, but there's different shades of craft, just like there's different shades of red, which, oh no, those are both the same, but we have all different shades of red too. But as far as talking about craft paper, there's different finishes, and they're from different paper mills. Actually, these are all from Nina. So, but I like the Grocer Craft for this. But anyways, Mitra's done this with white ink on the craft.
I'll be right back.
Oh, my mom will be right back. Anyways, I thought today, I'm like, well, why can't we just use a pigment ink and brush blend? And I've never done that before. So I tried it today. So I'm going to take, I've got a Versacolor. Now I've got a couple different whites. This one I haven't used a whole lot. That's why it's rather clean. And I did just re-ink it. Now you can't brush blend as hard as when I do on a regular ink pad because it is kind of more of like a spongy thing. And I'm going to start off the edge and brush blend in. So, and it doesn't seem like the ink goes as far, but see how I did get a, like if I put a blob there, you can blend that more in because it's a pigment and it's staying on top. because I'm not too much of, a heart red girl, but I thought, we have this folk art heart Quilt A Card, and I thought, then when I saw recently with the coloring on white, or coloring with white on the craft paper, I thought I'm going to try and brush blend that. So I did. And then I did one other thing with it too. I want to do that because I really liked how that looked when I was doing that this afternoon. Looks like I have a little gloobies over to the side. There we go. Gloobies, that's my technical term.
Hey, I'm back.
She's back. Oh, I think she went and got some, she went and got some iris folding stuff.
Iris folding book.
Oh, nice.
And it's amazing I can find anything in the Quilt A Card room because it's crappier than your stamp room. But you can see this. You can see what the back looks like, and you can show the book too.
Oh. Okay, so back to the iris folding. We'll let that dry for a minute. But with the iris folding, there's a little iris folding book. And it gives you ideas, and it actually has patterns. So you can find patterns on the internet with iris folding and different shapes. And on the back, it kind of looks like that because you're kind of working your little flaps all the way around and just adding tape and taping them down. And that's why it's nice to have that panel that covers up the back of that, because then it looks like a nice finished card on the inside. So any of the shapes of the Quilt A Card shapes work great for the iris folding, or to use as a stencil, or to quilt with, or to put paper with, or pattern paper, just flat pattern paper. So, but yeah, iris folding, if you like to putz with folding paper and
or cutting strips of paper.
Cutting strips, you probably all have a bazillion little strips.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know you can get iris folding patterns, that are kind of like this on the internet.
Yes,
and Pinterest.
Yes, and you can adjust any of them for any of those Quilt A Card shapes.
Yeah, because there's a lot of shapes, and there's actually a lot of patterns out there too.
Yeah, right. So you can adjust those patterns to fit your.
Or you can kind of make it up. You can kind of, once you get the hang of it, with going around and then. Starting on one spot, then starting on another, then starting on another. So you start on 3 or 4 sides, and then pretty soon they meet in the middle, and then you have, the little triangle or the little square in the middle.
Yep.
So, anyways, I'm going to move on for a second before I finish that card. I thought I had another piece of... I don't have another piece, but I do have. Hang on a second.
Patty Helgelin. I made a card with Patty Helgelin a couple of years ago, and she said, "Yeah, a Quilt A Card." She said she gets credited for being way more talented than I am. Hey, Patty, so do I, and I don't sew, but I taught that class like crazy all the time.
She did. My mom doesn't sew, and she does a fantastic. You wouldn't know it from when she's teaching you how to do Quilt A Cards. So, anyways, you can take like this one, this heart one, had this double heart in here. So I pulled this heart out, and now I'm going to kind of take my shape and do a reverse brush blending. So I'm just going to brush blend from on the heart going out. And this one I can't hold in place, so I just kind of have to make sure with my hands that I keep it in place as I go around my heart. When did you teach Patty? Where were you at?
Here.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did teach people here at the warehouse sale.
Yes.
My mom did like a make and take with the Quilt A Cards, where she would teach you how to make one.
Yeah, that was fun. I can do that again if you want me to next warehouse sale.
Yeah, we could do that. We could set her up, and even if you're a non-sewer, or if you have a sewing machine that you haven't used in a while, because you might have that.
So I have this great sewing machine from Pfaff that they gave me back in 2000, and it was a signature sewing machine. It was an anniversary edition. Probably a $5,000 machine back in 2000, and I think they thought I probably would end up selling a lot of machines for them. I only knew how to do
zigzag.
And this machine does all kinds of things. Oh my gosh. We still use that machine.
Yeah, we still have that machine. Actually, I think you have 2 of them up there. Anyways, I am just putting like a shadow around this heart. So I really like the look of the pigment ink on the craft. So there we just shadowed it. So, and I was going to do that as a layer, but that's okay. I didn't have another layer. So I did cut out a couple words that have escaped me at the moment. But yeah, you could do something so simple like "you make me smile" on here, or on this one I have the hug. I have hugs and kisses, or kisses and hugs. Whew. Now it does stay wet for a little bit because it's a pigment ink. Okay, so just when don't take your fingers and rub on them. So yeah, I'm just going to do something really simple like that. I'm going to get my micro dot adhesive out. But that's another way that you're not bound to making a card out of the Quilt A Cards, especially when you get them for pretty cheap. You can use them as a stencil, and then I can cut this layer off because this is like another shade of craft because they come in so many different shades. You can cut that off and use these panels on something else and keep your stencil and just keep reusing it. So our micro dot adhesive.
I put a link on there for the iris folding book in case anybody...
Oh, did you find it?
Yep.
You found it online?
Yep.
Oh, cool. There you go. It's a really easy way to get started with the iris folding. Oh, this one I was on an area that didn't have any dots left. Hang on. And I am gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna turn this over and push from the back so I don't get my fingers all over everything.
Oh, that's a cute card, Sarah.
Yeah, just super easy. Oh, and then they came off. Here I said turn it over and then okay, I might have to get a new micro dot adhesive sheet because I keep going in areas that there's no dots.
Hey, thanks, Jennifer. She likes the link for the iris folding book.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the heck? I've got just adhesive everywhere right now. Why, you ask? I don't know. Okay, moving on. I have a piece now, whites too. I didn't want to put a stark white, so my stark white is our cougar white. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference, but then we have our whipped cream. This one is a parchment, so it's our fleece white parchment. But yeah, I didn't want the stark white on there. So, and this is driving me nuts. So I'm going to get out my glue pen. Yeah, I need to replace my micro dot adhesive sheet. Or, you know what it could be? It could be that my ink is still wet. That's what it probably is.
Yeah.
That's why it's driving me nuts. My ink is still a little bit wet. Yep, that is totally what it is. It's not my microdot adhesive sheet. It's just that my pigment ink is still wet on there. So another thing you could have done after putting the pigment ink down, you probably could have put clear embossing powder over the top of it and given that a nice glazed look. But yeah, that's what the problem is.
Yeah, thanks, Robin. Robin said the same thing. She thinks maybe the pigment needs to dry.
Yeah, the pigment ink does need to dry. So, anyways, yes, that is my problem.
Heat dry it.
I usually don't have problems with getting stuff to stick, but I don't work, like this is the first time I've done the pigment ink on the craft. So. Anyways, so I'm going to put that layer on my off-white, and because I don't want to turn that over yet, I'm going to do something I normally don't do, which I'm taping on the front of the layer. I normally don't do that, so I don't go too far out toward the edges, but I'm going to do it this time. Actually, I'm going to attach it to my card first. So I'm going to use that side to attach to my card, and now I'm going to tape on the front. Again, not recommended, not something I normally do, but because my ink is wet on my heart, I don't want to place that down.
So that's a front panel of that country heart. Is that what that is?
That's the,
or it looks
I
like.
used the front panel as a stencil.
Okay.
So that is the heart from the folk art.
Okay.
Okay. And then this one is the insides.
Yep.
So this one is from the inside of that heart, and I took this one out and did a reverse
Cute.
shadow. And this one I could layer up too.
Yep.
And that would make a quick and easy card.
Nice.
So this one I was going to put it down. Geez, I am having all kinds of issues today because I did not put that on there very straight. But yeah, I should have put this down, you know, down more. But
Yep.
that's okay. That's what happens when you get me doing it very last minute.
Oh, the beauty of live.
So anyways, those are the two cards. We used the Quilt A Card, and then we did the Bib card, created the Bib overlay with using the card making die, and no border on our Bib overlay. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys, and we will see you next week. Bye. Have a great night.
Bye.